Hey everyone, today I thought I would come out and get some autumn photos, and what a better place to come out other than a forest. The only thing is, this forest is kind of ugly, but I think I can make the most out of it. There's been some storms, so there's some trees that are fallen over, some trees that are broken. There's a bit of trash around here, but there's always ways to find beauty in disaster. So today I've come out with my 14 to 24mm. Obviously that's going to be some wide shots, but if you angle things right, you can make it work. Let's see what I can find. Hopefully I get some great shots out of this today. Okay, so for my first shot, I'm going to go for something really simple. Right now I got this quite nice scene in the background here, and the sun is just shining through the trees. But just to make this a little bit more interesting, I'm going to actually have my camera down on the ground so that I get the leaves into the foreground and use that as a way to draw you into the back. It's a really simple shot, but it is pretty effective, and with the wide angle lens you kind of want to focus on adding other details in rather than just getting a plain shot. Otherwise it's going to look a little bit boring. I mean, it can still look nice, but there's not going to be any character to the image. So I thought by allowing you to use the leaves as a foreground, just to be able to lead you into the back of the image, I think will just look a lot better, and it will add a little bit more to the image. So to try and get as much detail out of this as possible and not have too much blurred out, I'm going to shoot this at f9. I got my shutter speed at 200, and I've had to put my ISO up to 800 to be able to get the shot properly. I think this is going to be a good image. Hopefully you guys like this shot, and we'll take a look and see what it looks like. I found quite an interesting composition here. There's these two trees kind of making a doorway into the forest with this water just running through it, and on top of the water there's a lot of dead leaves, which just adds to that autumn feel. And at the same time the sun is just beaming through and catching some light onto those leaves, which is just adding a little bit more interest to the image. And I do want to get the sun in the shot, but the only problem is with this lens being really bulbous at the front, it's adding a lot of flaring in. So depending on which angle you take the shot, you could get a really long green beam of light just coming through the image, which can kind of destroy the image a little bit. So I just need to angle my camera the right way just to cut down on that as much as possible, which I'm sure I have no problem with doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go low down to the water here and focus on some of the leaves as my foreground to the image. I will have the sun to the left side of the image as well, and hopefully the idea I have will work in this image to kind of give this look of this doorway into the forest. I'm not sure if it will, but I think the image will look good anyway. I'm going to shoot this at f13 just to create a little bit of a sun star from the sun, and I think this will just add a little bit more artistic or creative side to the image. And I'll shoot this at 200th of a second and also ISO 800. So hopefully this image will work out the way I want it to. But yeah, let's take a look and see what it looks like. Sorry everybody, but I'm gonna have to cut this video short. This guy just appeared out of nowhere in the forest while I was taking photos. Sadly, I didn't have the video recording at the time when it happened, but he saw my gear, said something. I'm not exactly sure what he said. He moved a little bit further and he just stopped there for a little while, and as I started moving around again, he started following me. So I decided to walk a little bit faster just to see, and then he just carried on coming. So I decided to get out of there. I'd rather not put myself in risk, or at least my gear getting stolen or something. So I thought I would just leave it at that. I took a couple of shots, which you can see now. Not sure if they're that great, but you guys can decide about that. But otherwise, I think I'll wait till next time to get a better video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this as it was, and I'll see you guys next time.